On a warm summer evening, November 30th, 1948, a couple strolling along Somerton Beach, just south of Adelaide, noticed something peculiar. A man lay slumped against the seawall, legs outstretched, feet neatly crossed, as though he was simply resting after a long day. His suit was immaculate, pressed, clean, not a wrinkle out of place. His shoes gleamed, polished to perfection. To the casual observer, he could have been a businessman enjoying the sea air. But as the couple drew closer, they realized he wasn't moving, not breathing. His stillness was too complete. They assumed he was asleep, but by the following morning, police confirmed the shocking truth. The man was dead. No one knew his name. No one came forward to claim him. And in the 75 years since, this unknown figure has become one of Australia's most enduring mysteries, the Somerton Man. The story begins with a series of small details that, when pieced together, make the case so haunting. When police searched the man's pockets, they found mundane items: a pack of chewing gum, a pack of Army Club cigarettes, a box of Bryant and May matches, a comb, and a used bus ticket. Nothing unusual, nothing suspicious. Yet something was missing. There was no wallet, no money, no identification of any kind. And most curiously of all, the labels from his clothing had been carefully cut away. Whoever this man was, someone didn't want him to be identified. The autopsy revealed another layer of intrigue. His organs were congested, his spleen enlarged, his stomach full of blood. The pathologist concluded he had likely been poisoned, but when toxicologists ran tests, no poison could be found. A sophisticated compound, something untraceable in 1948, or simply a toe so small it left no chemical trace. To this day, no one knows for certain. The man's body was embalmed and photographed. His face, striking and refined, was circulated in newspapers across Australia. He was tall, broad-shouldered, with hands that suggested he had never done manual labor. His ears bore a rare anatomical trait, shared by only 2% of the population. His teeth revealed a unique dental structure. Yet despite all these distinctive features, no one recognized him. The Somerton Man remained, maddeningly, a stranger. Then came the first major clue, the Tamám Shud note. 6 weeks after the body was discovered, police examined a small, hidden pocket sewn inside the waistband of his trousers. Inside was a tiny piece of rolled-up paper, printed with 2 Persian words, Tamám Shud. Translated, it meant it is finished. The phrase is the final line of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, a book of Persian poetry popular in the early 20th century. Suddenly, the case shifted from an unexplained death to a mystery soaked in literary symbolism. Was this a suicide note? A cryptic message left behind by a spy? Investigators scoured Adelaide for copies of the book. Miraculously, a man came forward claiming that weeks earlier, he had found a copy of the Rubaiyat tossed into the back seat of his car. Inside the book, on the rear cover, was a torn section that perfectly matched the slip of paper found in the Somerton Man's pocket. This was the source, but the book held more secrets. On its inside cover, faintly scribbled in pencil, was a series of seemingly random letters, a code. 5 lines of capital letters, some crossed out, some repeated, forming an indecipherable sequence. For decades, cryptographers, amateurs, and intelligence experts have tried to crack the code. Was it a cipher, a random sequence, or perhaps an acrostic, the first letters of words in a hidden message? No one has ever conclusively solved it. The book also contained a phone number, written faintly in pencil. It led police to a woman living nearby in Cleanall, a nurse named Jessica Thompson. When detectives brought her in for questioning, something extraordinary happened. She was shown the plaster bust of the dead man, and those present reported that she nearly fainted. Though she denied knowing him, her reaction spoke volumes. Later, she admitted she owned a copy of the Rubaiyat, which she claimed to have given to a man named Boxall years earlier. Investigators tracked down Boxall, alive and well, with his copy intact, ruling him out. But Jessica's connection remained troubling. Jessica lived only a short distance from where the Somerton Man was found. Could he have been trying to visit her? Some researchers suggest the two had a relationship, perhaps from World War II, when American and Allied servicemen passed through Adelaide. Others argue she was involved in espionage and the Somerton Man was part of a shadowy intelligence world. The spy theory gained traction because of the timing. In 1948, the Cold War was heating up. Adelaide was home to military facilities and research sites. Australia was cooperating closely with British and American intelligence. The use of untraceable poisons, coded messages, and unmarked identities all seemed to fit. Could the Somerton Man have been a spy, silenced in a game of shadows? But if this was espionage, it was cloaked in layers of misdirection. No agency claimed him, no false surface to prove his role. Some experts argue that the spy theory has been exaggerated, that the mystery may instead be one of heartbreak or misfortune. Another theory focuses on Jessica's son, Robin, born around the time of the Somerton Man's death. Robin bore striking physical similarities to him, including the same rare shape and dental traits. Was the Somerton Man his biological father? In 2009, researchers argued that genetic testing could solve the case. For years, bureaucratic hurdles delayed exhumation, but in 2021, with advances in DNA technology, the Somerton Man's body was finally exhumed. By 2022, genetic genealogists reported a breakthrough. His DNA linked to a man named Carl Charles Webb, a 43-year-old electrical engineer from Melbourne, who had gone missing in 1947. If Webb was indeed the Somerton Man, why was he in Adelaide? Why did he die in such mysterious circumstances? And how did a book of Persian poetry, a torn message, and a potential spy connection end up intertwined with his story? Even with DNA, questions linger. Some argue Webb's identification doesn't explain the spy-like details. Others suggest his life, marked by personal and financial struggles, may have ended in suicide. Still, the discovery of his name has not erased the allure of the case. It has only deepened the shadows. The Somerton Man remains a story of dualities, a man both ordinary and extraordinary. His death both mundane and mysterious, his identity both revealed and obscured. Whether he was a spy, a jilted lover, or simply a troubled man who sought anonymity in death, his story continues to captivate because it resists closure. On that summer evening in 1948, the tide swept in over Somerton Beach, washing the sand smooth where his body had lain. The sea keeps its secrets, and so too, perhaps, does the Somerton Man. Thank you for watching Crimes Through Time. If you found this story chilling, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's darkest mysteries. And tell us in the comments, do you think the Somerton Man was truly Carl Webb? Or was he someone more, an agent in a deadly spy game that we'll never fully uncover? We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay curious, stay safe,